All right, everybody. Well, I just wanted to start out. I am really excited to have each and every one of you here with us tonight. Tonight is definitely going to be something special. We are coming off of the Maui trip. We, meaning me. You know, I wasn't there. I lived vicariously through all the national vice presidents who were.
Yeah.
And I know that that's where we're going this year. So there's just a lot of energy and excitement in the room. We have some amazing sidelines. I truly welcome you guys, and I'm so blessed to have you, because I know how it is to be by yourself and kind of be isolated. So I think that, linking arms with each of you is awesome, because I know that we're going to outgrow this room in no time. So I'm really pumped up for that. If I do, I said this disclaimer earlier, but for anyone who's tuning in virtually, if I do start like yelling or crying or whatever, I'm super emotional. We had an amazing VP call today with my direct upline, Linda Parker, and so very fired up, very excited, and eager to pour into all of you. So again, welcome. I'm Michelle Newman. I'm a regional vice president in Arbonne. I will definitely be sharing my story in a little while, but first, this girl over here is going to kick us off. Area manager Sarah, and how do you say that? Schnell. Yeah. And Sarah and I, it's funny because we actually met. I was on the Arbonne incentive trip. We were on a cruise on the Oasis of the Seas, and I met her regional vice president. And there, she said, "Oh my gosh, you're so close to my friend Sarah. Like, you have to partner up with her." So we started out in another room in a hospital doing Discover Arbonnes together. And here we are, not even about a year later. And I'm just so excited for her and to have her share with you guys. So we are in for a treat. So go ahead, Sarah. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Inclusive. And I think that's one of the things that I love about Arbonne is, like, it's just so inclusive. And I think people are always like, really? You're like not on the same teams, but you work together and you help each other. Just like, you're like, oh, jump on mine, jump on this. I think that's so cool. So, whether you're here, tonight as a consultant or whether you're here as a guest, I hope that you hear something that just kind of inspires you, motivates you, helps you get a little bit further in your own business. And Michelle and I have a lot of great stuff to share, and I'm sure afterwards we can have lots of great conversations too. So if you're here as a guest, just know that the person who invited you really thinks highly of you, because as you guys know, we are really taught to connect in Arbonne with people who are smart, who are successful in their current or former careers, who are driven, who are motivated, who are the kind of people we want to actually work with, which I think is another great thing about Arbonne. We're not forced to sit in a cubicle next to someone we don't really like, but we actually sort of do get to pick and choose who we actually work with. So just know that that individual thinks very highly of you. So like Michelle said, we're going to both share a little bit about our own stories and our own journeys. And then, of course, we're going to share with you some company information, products, what makes us so unique in the marketplace. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about the network marketing industry, and then just the industries that Arbonne offers products in as well. And we'll talk a little bit about the business model and the income potential and all of that as well. And just know that we're all different, of course. So like my story, her story, our journeys, our stage of life where we're at is not where everyone's at. We're probably all at very different points in our lives, whether it's, early on in families, later on in families, no families, whether it's whatever it might be in life. But hopefully you'll hear something that really intrigues you and resonates with you, and just know that everybody in Arbonne is different. There are 18-year-olds, there are 60-year-olds, there are people with masters and PhDs, there are people that don't have high school educations. It's just all different. So hopefully, even if you're not associating with one of us, there'll be a little something that intrigues you or makes you think for yourself, or makes you think about somebody else in your life who could use Arbonne as an opportunity as well. Because it's not a perfect fit for everyone, but for those it is, it's a really great opportunity. So
sorry.
Yeah.
After you do your story, we'll have to do her.
Okay, yeah. So let's see. So mine's kind of woven in.
Okay.
But before I jump into the slides,
why don't we jump into the slides? Jill, do you want to share your story real quick? Because we do have another regional vice president here tonight. So if you're comfortable, if you want to come up and share your, 60 seconds or whatever, take as long as you need.
But you tell me 60 seconds and that never ever
I know. It doesn't happen for anybody, I don't think.
I could be a little chatty Cathy sometimes.
I think we all do. That's why we're here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, my name is Jill Erwick, and I was introduced to Arbonne about 8 years ago. I was interested in the products because I have a son who has autism, and we had to be very, very, very careful about what came into our house, because anything that any of us used, he was being exposed to. Skin-to-skin contact was one of our big things. that's another story, and I could share that with you another time. But anyway, I was very interested in the products because at the time I was buying stuff from 3 different health food stores and 3 different mail orders. And, Arbonne just kind of was a one-stop shop, and it simplified life for me. So I jumped on board just to get the discount, and I stayed there for a few years. I actually told my sponsor, Eunice Ray, National Vice President Eunice Ray, I said, please don't ever talk to me about that business because, I don't have time for anything like that. I thought it was one of those cute little businesses, like my mom ran out of our house when I was growing up that made no money. So I said, I don't have time for that. So anyway, I was a very happy product user for a while. Life kind of changed for my family, and I found myself, I went back to work full time, again, not really realizing what I was sitting on with the potential I was sitting on with Arbonne, and started crying myself to and from work every day. It was a 45-minute commute. I was missing every soccer game, every chorus concert, every class party, everything that my kids had going on. And then when my son needed me to homeschool him because things weren't going well at school, that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And I was like, okay, and I also caught myself at Target one day swiping my debit card, praying, please God, let it go through. I don't know if anybody here can relate to that. But I was like, wait a minute. Okay, that was one of my aha moments. Have you ever had a lightning bolt almost hit you? It was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm standing here in Target praying that my debit card goes through, and I'm spending this much time away from my family. Something's not right here. So I called Eunice back up and I said, okay, shoot it to me straight. How much money do you really make? I figured she's at the top level of the company. She must be making $2,000 at least, right? That would be significant for my family. And she said, well, I'm not going to shoot.
Yeah, no, you're good.
She said, well, I make about $30,000 a month. And I said, okay, teach me to do what you do. So I did, long story short, I started getting involved with Arbonne, and very happy that I did. Obviously did a little more research and realized that Arbonne was different than a lot of companies, and that network marketing wasn't what I thought it was. And I started working my business, and short time later, earned my Mercedes with Arbonne and was able to walk away from my full-time job completely. And yay! Awesome. And honestly, I don't know how full-time parents do it anymore. I'm driving down the road trying to do everything that I need to get done in a day, and I'm like, how do people do this? I'm sure you figure it out. I'm sure I figured it out back then, but it's crazy. But I'm so thankful that I said yes and got out of my own head with Arbonne because it significantly changed my family's life for the better. And we travel with Arbonne now, and I'm so excited about what Arbonne's going to do, not only now, but in the future for my family. It's just going up from here. Yeah. So
thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing.
And her car presentation was actually the first and only car presentation I've been to, because I couldn't make it to Michelle's. Yeah. Oh, wow. So again, collaboration. I was like, hi, I'm in the area. Can I come to your car presentation? And then I met her at the event, and it's gone from there. So, so again, as we share with you guys tonight, I think one thing that's really important, and we talk a lot about this in Arbonne, is have you lost your dreams, and have you forgotten what you dreamt about as a kid, as a teenager, in your early 20s, kind of before we all got wrapped up in that whole, we've got bills, we've got a house, we've got a job, we've got errands to run, we've got a schedule, things like that. And unfortunately, that happens to a lot of adults. And you really can't get away from that. But that's one thing that we really encourage people to do in Arbonne, is to kind of think about, if time and money were no object, what would you do in your life? And what could you possibly pursue in life that would make you super happy if you had the paycheck to support it? So that's one thing that we really encourage people to think about when we're talking tonight, and then when you go home, or if you're sharing this opportunity with people, is if you could, if most people aren't able to do both their passion and their paycheck. But if you could, what would that look like? And what would that be worth to you? Because that's what Arbonne is for so many people, is allowing them to do that. So my story is through the products as well. I was introduced to Arbonne in general about 5 years ago from a girlfriend in Chicago, when we both lived there, and I shortly moved away right before she launched her business. And of course, she kind of told me about her business and her products. And I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not there for your launch events. And I think it's kind of weird that you work full time for a global advertising company. You're making a 6-figure income. You have your first child. Your husband travels Monday through Thursday, and you're going to do what? Like, I don't get it. So we lived in different states at that point. She launched her business. She of course asked many times, like, would you like to take a look at the products, etc. And I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, kind of shoved some of those samples in the drawer, like many people do who become consultants one day. But then she did the Healthy Living program after she had her second child. And I was like, what just happened? And where do I get some of that? Because I had my second child. I'd put on a lot of extra weight. I just was not feeling good. I didn't like what I'd become. I didn't have energy to keep up with the two kids. So I did a lot of research after she had shared some stuff with me, because I wasn't really looking for a quick fix. But then my husband and I jumped in and did the 30-day program 3 years ago this January. And it sounds like so cliche. Ooh, hello. It's dark.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm sorry. So, what's that?
Are you on
Zoom, yeah. Yeah. And people are hopping on too. Yeah. So I know it sounds so cliche, but the program honestly changed our lives. Has anyone done it? I know, Michelle, you've done it? Okay, cool. So you kind of know what I mean. But it just, like, I didn't grow up in a household that taught me how to use food to fuel my body. And we thought we were eating healthy and all of that, but it just had such a profound impact on our family, even my kids, and the way we feed them and the way you look at food and what we buy. And in that process, you learn so much about toxins and, what's in food these days. And it's just such a huge, like, eye-opening experience that it really just kind of transformed our family and what we were buying and what we were cooking and what we wanted to put on our skin and in our bodies. And so I loved the products. We were fantastic clients. I would want to be a client of a consultant because we were great clients buying, kind of like you, buying tons and tons of products. And of course, my girlfriend kept asking, you're already using the products, you're sharing them, like, don't you want to look at this? And I said, no, thank you. I'm actually just not really interested. So my background is in meeting and event planning. So I've worked for a corporation for about 15 years producing corporate events. And I loved it. Like, I was super passionate. I knew what it meant to wake up in the morning and, like, want to do your job. But after having my first child, I had kind of lost that passion a little bit. I wasn't, willing and able to work those kind of hours that so many employers expect out of people these days. So while I was looking for something, I wasn't necessarily thinking it was Arbonne. And about a year after I did the program, about 10 months, 11 months after, of course, January is always the biggest time of year for people to want to do the program. I had some friends and family say, will you coach me through the program? Because I had lost 35 pounds. It was very obvious. Like, they could all see the difference, and they could see that I was still living a normal, healthy lifestyle and going out and drinking and eating and having fun and things. So I thought, well, gosh, if a couple of them are interested in this, maybe there's a couple more who want to do it. So I just kind of put out some feelers and ended up coaching 12 people through the program the year later. And to me, that was, like, so rewarding. People wanted to know what I had learned. I got to share what I had learned. I got to help impact their lives the same way that my life had been impacted. And so I still wasn't ready to start a business. It was like, this is not what I'm looking for. I know what I'm good at, and I'll stick with that. And I think, I'm just trying to think through if I'm forgetting anything here. So I coach those people. And then once, kind of like what she said, I think once you get into Arbonne, like you guys know, it kind of becomes an addiction. Like, it's just such a great environment, and it's so fun and rewarding, and not all of us get that in our careers. And it's just so inspirational and empowering and collaborative and all those things that we mentioned, that it just became something that I was like, gosh, okay, maybe I really do want to be a part of this. So I did actually launch my business about a month later, but I was really skeptical still, like so many people, kind of like what you mentioned, like, can you really make an income out of this? And at that time, my regional vice president had left her job that was a 6-figure income. And I'm like, oh, shoot, maybe I should have thought of this sooner then. And the same hesitations that so many people have about the income. Is it really potential good income? So many of us identify with our careers. And that's a big step to jump into something brand new, especially if you've created a reputation and you're successful and you actually know what you're doing. Do you really want to take that leap of faith? And then, of course, time, like I think she had mentioned, like, who has time to add something else on unless there's going to be a really great return afterwards. So I remember Leah asking that question, which so many of us were probably asked, Sarah, if you keep doing what you're doing, what's your family life going to look like in 5 years? Are you guys going to be any further ahead in your debt and your savings? Are you going to be working now full time because you have to make more of an income? So that really was kind of a pivotal moment where we sat down and thought, okay, we should give this a try. Like, what's the worst case that could happen, right? I have safe products at a great discount and it doesn't work out. So I'm so grateful that she kept asking. So I know a lot of people ask often, like, what that means to start an Arbonne business. And so like what we all continue to do, even at the regional vice president level, is to share the products through one-on-ones, sampling, in-home events, partnering. I love partnering with health and wellness fairs or health and wellness facilities where people are already in that mindset, sharing the business opportunity. It's all those things that you just weave into your day-to-day life. And it's a quick text when you're pulling in to pick up kids, and it's talking to people at the gym, and it's talking to parents when you're maybe at a play date, or if you're out to lunch with friends or family or whatever it might be. Visitors, it looks like men.
It might be.
Might be?
Okay.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh. Welcome. So many of us are, so many of us, like almost every consultant who starts an Arbonne business, I did that side by side with my former career until I was able to walk away and actually pick and choose what I do now. So instead of being salaried, which I was part-time, but instead of being salaried, now I pick contract work. So if they say, like, come do a project in April, and I'm like, we have spring break, we have GTC, can't do April, it's really nice to have that flexibility and freedom. So that's, to me, one of the perks that Arbonne gives. Hi. Welcome.
Well, we're late.
That's
Oh, it's
okay.
fine.
Welcome.
Yeah. We said it at like literally 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you know everybody? Want me to introduce myself or yourself?
Yeah,
Okay,
You can keep going. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to jump in and just share a little bit about Arbonne in general for those of you who are maybe just getting introduced or don't have a good sense of what our company has to offer from products and business as well. So Arbonne is really a pioneer in the space of pure and safe products. So our founder really wanted to offer products that were safe for people, that were preventative in their health, that would actually help people have an impact on their health at the current time that they were using them, as well as the future. So 36 years ago, this was not something people were talking about. So he really was a pioneer when he started this. And our motto has always been pure, safe, and beneficial. So pure relates to the fact that Arbonne is committed to products that are free of harmful ingredients, and that's a huge component of our company, obviously. We have plant-based formulations combined with scientific discovery, and it's really the ingredient policy that sets us apart from so much of what's on the shelves and in the marketplace today. So the safe refers to the fact that our products are really safe for consumers, for people who are using them, for the environment. It's just, they're safe in general. And so for those of you who maybe don't know, Arbonne has a Swiss heritage. So that means that we adhere to the EU regulations, which, if you know anything about the EU versus the US, they are so strict on what can go in products. So in the personal care industry, personal care product industry, they ban over 1,300 chemicals, whereas in the US, we sadly ban less than a dozen. So that alone is just a huge difference in what our products stand for and how safe they are versus other products. And then the beneficial part, our products go through third-party testing. They actually give results. So, like, imagine having products that actually work. And we have lots of results and testing that we can give to clients. So not only are the products really great and natural, like, coconut oil, but they also are going to do something. They're going to help diminish the fine lines. They're actually going to help get rid of sunspots. They're going to help you get healthy from the inside out. So not only are they safe for you, but they're delivering fantastic results. So this is obviously happening around us in, like, you walk into a grocery store or a health food store. I mean, these are the kind of products that so many people are looking for in the marketplace today. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, there's a lot of companies in this space now of, like, pure, safe products. And for us, that's actually a really good thing, because that means that consumers are actually demanding these kind of products. And some people say, well, isn't that competition? Sure, it is, but if you think about it, Arbonne's been offering these kind of products for 36 years. So we have 36 years of product development, 36 years of research and development, of ingredient sourcing, certifications that take years. So although these other companies have some similar products and they're great, and it's great that they're offering pure, safe products too, they truly can't compete with what Arbonne is offering consumers. So that's a benefit to our products and what we're offering people. So like I said, everything is plant-based. So everything is a plant-based formulation to start with. Everything's vegan, which is really awesome. So we've never tested on animals. We don't use any animal byproducts. Like I said, everything is free of toxic ingredients. So everything's non-toxic. So I mean, there's a huge list of this, but the three kind of that are prominent that people usually know about are parabens, formaldehyde, and sulfate. So those are three toxic ingredients that a lot of products on the shelves today have that we don't have. We're also free of petroleum ingredients. So mineral oil is a big ingredient, unfortunately, in a lot of products these days. And it's a byproduct of crude and petroleum oil. So it's basically slapping gasoline on your skin in some format. Our skin's our largest organ. That is not good for it, obviously. So that's one of the things that's not in our products. We're also gluten-free certified, which is a pretty big deal for people who have gluten allergy, true gluten allergies versus just choosing to not use or inhale gluten. Dairy and whey and soy-free, plus no artificial colors, flavors, sugars, additives. We're also GMO-free. And then hypoallergenic. So as you product users know, all of our products, most of our products smell fantastic, but they're not overpowering. And that's because the products are actually coming from nature. There's not this artificial junk and synthetic and artificial fragrances like when you walk into a Bath and Body Works or a Kirkland's and you're just like, whoa, that's why they're not overpowering. So that's really awesome about our products as well. So we often say, you may hear this, that Arbonne offers products from cradle to grave because we really have everything that people could use from birth until pretty much the end of their life. And so that ranges from skincare to body products and lotions and sun products and hair care and cosmetics and nutrition and just kind of everything in between. And so tonight we have really our two flagship product lines, which is our RE9 anti-aging product line, which is over here, and then our nutrition products. And these are the two like flagship product lines that people often start with or they're first introduced to. But really we can offer, we offer products for people of every age, every gender, every ethnicity. So these are products that I'm pretty sure most of you, if you went through the list in your head of what you use today, you probably use 20 to 30, if not more, of these products that we offer already. And that's really cool for us as consultants because people are already using these products. We're not, offering people vacuum cleaners when they don't vacuum their homes. Like everyone's washing their hair, everyone's washing their face. Most people are using some kind of a nutrition and product of some sort. For women, we're using cosmetics, etc. So the thing for us is that we are out there educating people on the options of these because they're better for them. They're safer, they're healthier for them than most likely, maybe not, depending on what they're using, but most likely than what they're using at home. And so that's what we go out as consultants is do is kind of give people some of these products. And when it comes from a business standpoint, what's really cool as a consultant is that we have over 450 products to offer people. So I often use this example, like if you were to pursue a business with another network marketing company, let's say that only offers skincare, and you're out having a conversation and you're chatting with them about skincare and they are like head over heels in love with the skincare that they've been using for 15 years. There's not a shot that they're going to change. You have nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go because all your company offers is skincare. But if you are with a company like Arbonne, you can move from that. Great, fantastic. You have something you love. What about cosmetics? Like, what about nutrition? What about your hair? Like, some people are just really into whatever they have, but they're open to other things. So I know, and I'm sure many of you can attest to this, when you start a conversation, sometimes it may come up, it's a skincare conversation, but 20 minutes later, you may end on nutrition, or you may end on baby products or men's products.
Or end on all four areas.
There you go. So it's nice to have that. It's like just a lot of tools in our toolbox to be able to offer people. So that's really awesome. Before we turn it over, so one of the things that I think is so cool about our business is that we teach people to turn an expense into an income. So for me, my Target bill was like this after I started my Arbonne business. I don't even go to Target as much because I don't shop in that whole section of Target anymore of the personal care products. So if you already have an expense, we all do in our lives of these kind of products, but we teach people how to turn that into an income. And not only because at certain levels within Arbonne, you actually get paid to buy from your own store, but you're marketing, you're advertising, you're a product of the product. So now you are generating an income because you are using specific products and sharing them. And that's really awesome to be able to say that you can turn what's already an expense and always will be in your life into an income. You can do all kinds of, like I said, there's so many different products. So if you think about the market, we're in so many different markets, which is really awesome because there's like anti-aging skincare, there's sun protection, there's acne, there's the nutrition products, but it's really cool to go and look at the market share data. And I'll just read off a couple of them, but like to know that you're in a segment of anti-aging products that you can offer people, it's an $80 billion market segment. I mean, $80 billion is already being spent on anti-aging. On the acne market, it's $8.5 billion. protein, fiber, energy drinks, things like that. It's a $12.5 billion industry. I mean, these industries already exist. These products are already being purchased. So to have products that are part of these, most of these, if not all of them, are all growing markets too, because more and more people are caring about the way that they look. And frankly, nobody wants to grow old and not look good. So before I turn it over to Michelle, I'll just explain network marketing for some people, because oftentimes people kind of look and go, well, I don't necessarily understand network marketing, and why do these products sound so great? And this company sounds good, but why have I never seen these products? Why do I not walk into a store and see them on a retail shelf? And that was the plan from day one. So our founder never wanted these products to be available in the retail. He always wanted it to be network marketing. And frankly, he was designing a company for, at the time, women. It has progressed much more since then. We have a lot of men in our company, but at the time it was for women to really build businesses for their families and for themselves. And so network marketing is basically, it's word of mouth referrals. So if you think about it, like the world we live in today is full of word of mouth referrals. I mean, you share where your favorite jeans came from. You share where you went out to dinner and loved. Like the Yelps, the Facebook groups that are asking for recommendations, TripAdvisor. It's people want to know what other people like. Like, I don't want to know if you own the restaurant, how good it is from you, because you're biased. But if you ate there, I want to know how good it is. It's the same thing. I mean, it's word of mouth referral. So that's what network marketing is. It's also an effective distribution system that takes out the middleman. So if you think about traditional retail models, so products often go from the manufacturer through a wholesaler, through warehouses, advertising, celebrity endorsements, and eventually it ends up on the retail shelf where we can go and pick it up. So that pocket of all of those middle costs, generally, if you did some research, they say that those costs, of the middleman costs, are usually 80% of the price of a product. So if you go to Target and buy, let's say, a $10 face wash, you've just spent $8 to pay all of those middle people. That's a lot of money. Plus, to say that face wash actually costs $2, like what's in it for $2, you know? So if you think about it, the great thing about network marketing is that we cut out all those middlemen, because we go straight from the manufacturer to the consumer's front door. And so we as consultants act as that sales, that marketing, and that advertising, kind of that middleman piece. But of course, there's just one of us instead of 7 layers. So that means there's a lot of money saved. And so really that does 3 things. 1, it gives our clients really great pricing for premium products. 2, it pays us as consultants very, very well. And then there's a lot of money to go back into research and development. So if you've been with Arbonne for a while, like, we are constantly reformulating products, making them better, constantly coming out with new products, constantly coming out with things that are of demand at that time, if not ahead of the game. So there's a lot of money put back into research and development. As a business owner, if you've ever thought or put together a business plan or looked at actually owning a traditional business model, it's a really high risk, high investment opportunity. So there's typically employees, there's payroll, there's overhead costs, there's all kind of things you have to think about. Most business owners will tell you that they go into it to have flexibility and freedom, but the business usually ends up owning them, and they don't have that time and flexibility and freedom, at least not at the beginning of their businesses, that's for sure. In network marketing, it's really low risk. It's a really low investment. I mean, you kind of have nothing to lose besides maybe $80, and you have safer products and you're healthier for the rest of your life. So it's a really low risk, low investment opportunity. It's also scalable faster, and it's more efficient and effective. And when you think about profits, so if anyone has been in the business world, like, there's a lot of studies that say most traditional retail models or businesses in general don't make profits for 5 years. Like, you're not really making a profit for 5 years. In Arbonne, if it took 5, like, nobody would be a consultant. I mean,
in 5 years, you actually, if you consistently work your business, you're on the trajectory to be at the top level of the company.
And making $30,000 a month. So, I mean, it's just like, it's a no-brainer that it takes months to technically earn a profit, not years. So that's a really great opportunity as well. So like, the network marketing industry for some people is old news, and for other people it is like, I've never heard of this, I don't get it, can you tell me more? So you can certainly chat with whoever introduced you to Arbonne about it. We obviously all know a lot about the network marketing industry, but I'd encourage you to go out and do your own research. Don't necessarily Google and get opinions from people who maybe didn't succeed in network marketing, because there's a lot of reasons why people don't succeed, but go out and get, like, the people who endorse network marketing, people who are actually business professionals, who are sought out professionals in economics and business. So just a couple of them. 1, Donald Trump has been known, I mean, we all know him as a fantastic businessman. You can't deny that, right? So he has been quoted as saying, if I could do it all over again, I would have started in network marketing. Warren Buffett, who actually owns a couple of network marketing companies, has said it's an incomparable business opportunity. Paul Zane Pilsner, who worked on the Clinton administration and has done a lot of economics works for the US and written books and different things. But he has said this is the number one business opportunity for those who want to create new wealth. And then the last one is Robert Kiyosaki. He actually wrote a great book that I definitely would recommend called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he said the richest people in the world build networks to work for them. So there's a lot of buzz. It's being taught in Harvard MBA. I mean, it's a huge industry right now. And so it's a great opportunity to, there's actually, and this is not from Arbonne, this is from, again, the industry and studies that are out there. There's more millionaires coming out of network marketing than any other industry in the world. So that alone says a lot. So the kind of trifecta of that, of why Arbonne is such a great opportunity, is that health and wellness is exploding. That's like a given. If you just look, like I said, the grocery store, et cetera, we're right in the middle of that. Internet sales are booming. E-commerce. I don't know how many of you all shop for your holiday products or your holiday gifts, more so online this year than stores. Macy's are closing, Limited's closing. I mean, it's just turning into a different world. And business ownership. Most people at some point in their life want to own their own business. They want to have flexibility. They want to have freedom. They might be scared to do it, but most people want to in some capacity. And Arbonne kind of wraps that all up into one. So it's a really great opportunity. So yeah, I'll let you jump in and take over.
Sarah, you rocked it. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I love, and I really do love sharing this. So, with other people and hearing other people's stories. So thank you for that. I do want to take just a few minutes before I get into the presentation, the rest of the presentation to wrap it up, is to share a little bit about me and my story. So if you would have told me I would have been here about 2.5 years ago in Arbonne, in this room, at a Mercedes dealership with a free Benz in the parking lot, I probably would have laughed in your face. I was actually, you wouldn't get me at a home party to save my life. Like, you would have to, I don't even know. I would come up with every excuse, jewelry, pampered chef, whatever it was. I don't want anything to do with it. And so I never thought I would do something like this. I am a speech pathologist and a behavior analyst by trade. I love my career. I'm very passionate about what I do. My specialty is actually non-vocal, severe children with autism. So that has always touched my heart. I felt a calling to do that. However, I got a point in my career. I was supervising speech pathologists at a university in New Jersey, at Rutgers University. I was teaching graduate courses at LaSalle University in Philadelphia. And it got to the point where I was feeling very overwhelmed. And I felt like I was getting ahead, but I wasn't getting ahead. And I was doing really good. And I don't know if anyone can relate to this. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But for most people, from my experience and who I've talked to, is if you do really good at your job, they're like, you're amazing, and they give you more work to do. There may or may not be a little bit of a bump and increase, but for the most part, it's like, all right, so you're supervising all the speech pathologists and the graduate students. You know what? You're doing a great job with that. You can train the teachers on behavior analysis. Oh, good, you got that? And you can evaluate non-vocal children with voice output devices. Oh, you can, and honestly, typically we're rewarded by getting more work to do. So I was feeling, very burnt out. And when I had my daughter, I decided to take a step back from my supervisory position and work as a treating speech pathologist in the schools. So that's where I was at when I first was introduced to Arbonne. I went to an Arbonne launch, not because I wanted to at all. Actually, I went kicking and screaming, but my mother-in-law bribed me and made me go. She told me she'd buy me something, and at the time, I was working as a speech pathologist in a preschool program. I was covering someone's behavior analyst maternity leave, and my mother-in-law was watching my daughter full-time for me while I was working. So when my mother-in-law said, "You're going," I said, "Yes, ma'am." So I went. And it was amazing. And I was asked 2 questions that Sarah had talked about. Where will you be in 5 years if you continue to do exactly what you're doing today and you change nothing? And that hit me really hard. I was working really hard in my career. My husband was very successful in his as well. We were living in a condo in New Jersey, and we were getting by, but we weren't going on tons of vacations. I didn't see myself being able to stay home or have that financial flexibility. And I was teaching fitness classes, and so anyway, so I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this. Like, I don't like where I'm going to be in 5 years, and maybe I might learn something. So at the end of the presentation, I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. I am going to do this thing called Arbonne, and it's going to be amazing. So is anybody married here? Some of you are smart. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I love my husband. Just kidding. But no. So I call my husband like any good wife would do on the way home, and I say, babe, I'm going to do this thing called Arbonne, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to make all this money, and I'm going to get a free Mercedes, and oh my gosh. And I was so excited. And my husband totally popped my bubble and was like, Michelle, this is a pyramid scheme. Come on, you're smarter than that. Nobody ever gets the free Mercedes, which, like I said, is in the parking lot. And you don't have the time. Like, where do you possibly see yourself fitting this into our already crazy life? And also, you don't have a background in sales, babe. Like, I love you, and you can do anything, but this isn't for you. And I had all those fears, and they crept in, and he fed into my fears, and I didn't do it. So that's why when we talk about researching top economists, don't go and survey your friends. Oh, I know this girl, Susie, and she did this thing with some jewelry. No. Like, do your research. Talk to somebody who's successful in the industry. Talk to somebody or research, read articles on the industry itself. But I let Debbie Doubt creep in when my husband was talking, and I didn't do it. Well, fast forward, we relocated to the Carolinas. I found out I was pregnant with my son like 2 weeks after he moved. So I was actually on my maternity leave when I got a phone call 8 weeks after I had my son from my good friend who had launched her business in New Jersey. So at the end of our conversation, I was like, so how's Arbonne going? She's like, well, I'm earning my free Mercedes. I went to Puerto Rico. I went to Los Cabos, and I'm making enough of an income that I'm retiring from teaching early. And I was like, that could have been me. Like, that totally would have been me. So I decided I didn't care what my husband said. I didn't care what anybody else said. I was jumping in, and I was doing this for me, and I was doing this for my family. And I have been incredibly blessed in my journey. 2 weeks after starting, I reached our first level promotion, which I'll kind of talk about what that means. Not even a few months later, our second level promotion. And then the most exciting part for me was when we promoted to regional vice president on May 31st of this past year. And, you know, a lot of people are like, wow, it's the free Benz. It's really nice. And I'm like, yeah, it is really nice. I mean, I was driving a 2005 Nissan Altima to the ground. It was literally like my check engine light was on. It was making obnoxious noises that were embarrassing when I got my Mercedes. Like, I needed an upgrade. But to be honest with each and every one of you, the Benz ride's nice, but it's not about the car. Like, it's about the lives that are being transformed because of this business. A year after I started my Arbonne journey, my husband got laid off. So the second question I was asked is, are you prepared for impact if, God forbid, something happened to your primary source of income? And I heard that question. I had said it in presentations, but I never really thought it would happen to me. So a year later, 50 applications, 8 interviews, 2 second interviews later, my husband was still looking for work. Arbonne pays our mortgage. Arbonne is why my daughter can still do gymnastics. Arbonne is so much bigger than I ever dreamed it could be. And when we were on the verge of promoting, when that shift happened in my business, it wasn't about me and my family. It wasn't about that Mercedes. What it's about is what we're doing right now. It is about sharing this gift with other people and giving them the opportunity to transform their lives in ways you can't even imagine. Today, my day looked like this. I volunteered in my daughter's classroom. Every Wednesday, I go to my daughter's kindergarten classroom. I teach her reading group in her centers. I picked up my son from preschool. I had pulled him out of daycare this year because I retired from teaching in the schools. And I'm really excited that I'm going to eventually have my own private practice where I just teach and train families and do what I feel I was called to do for free. That's my vision. And Arbonne is allowing me the ability to do that. So with one salary coming in, being Arbonne, I've been able to walk away from my job. My husband has been able to start his own life insurance business so that he didn't have to sit through one more god-awful interview, hoping and praying for a positive outcome. And this is something that really can touch you if you'll allow it to. There's so much, and the best part about it is any one of these consultants in this room have the ability to do that for you. And that is, to me, powerful, because in any other career, in any other path, there's schooling, there's training, there's this. This is a learn as you earn business. And these years, as I'm adding years to my life, we don't get them back. So today, when I decided that I was going to, put my MacBook away and get on the ground and play Legos with my son on a day that I usually would have been in school, when I was driving every day, I'm saying, thank you, Lord. Like, thank you for this blessing, because I do not take 1 second for granted. And that's why I do this business. And that's why I'm here, is to share it with all of you. So people say, well, what is this business? What do you do? Like, how does this work? And like Sarah talked about, it really is just talking to people. 3 basic needs: how people look, how people feel, and an opportunity for income. And the beauty of it is we have something for every single one of those. So this simple system for success is we share a product. So we talked about the products, pure and safe, right? People are looking for these products. We share a product. We build a team, right? We're building a team. And we earn an income. Wash, rinse, repeat. Simple. So this is something that you can do alongside your career. When I joined, I had an 8-week-old. I had a 2-year-old. I was working in the schools as a speech pathologist. I was teaching fitness classes. I was in a new location where I knew nobody except the handful of people that I worked with in the schools. And I built to regional vice president. So on paper, there are a million reasons why I shouldn't have done this business. But listen to your heart, because there's a reason why you should. So you watch your business grow. My husband, that was his big thing. This is a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. I know these things. I know it's a pyramid scheme. Okay. If I heard pyramid scheme out of his mouth one more time, well, then once I learned a little bit about the industry, I'm like, you're in corporate America. Do you have a CEO? Yeah, right? You got one person at the tippy top. And then do you have your VPs? Yeah, you got a couple VPs. How about middle management? Maybe 40, 50 middle management, right? And then you have those people in the trenches, day in and day out. Now, do you think that CEO at the tippy top isn't leveraging their time off of all those people in the bottom? And how do you become a CEO? Well, the CEO has to die or resign, right? Do something crazy and get removed from his position. Whatever it might be, they have to leave that position. And then somebody else determines your worth. Okay, I've always been a hard worker. I've always hustled, right? But never have I been able to write my own paycheck and determine my own worth. And that is the beauty of this business. Is someone doesn't have to tell you what you're worth. You have the power to make a decision about where you want to be in this business, and you have the support and the guidance and the love and support to get you there. And that is amazing to me, because there's an unlimited number of people at the top of this company. We want to take you with us. 1 in 100 people, you heard the statistics, will be millionaires in network marketing. Guess what? I'm going to be one of them. I have no doubt in my mind where I'm headed, and I am just looking for people to take with me, because it's not fun alone. And that's what I love about this business, is that we are going to the top of this company, and there's an unlimited number of people there that we can take with us. And it's ground floor. So Arbonne is in the US, UK, Poland, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and we just launched into Taiwan. We are exploding globally. It's not just in your backyard. I have a team in Tennessee, a team in Arkansas, people in Texas. I have people in California. You can do this business anywhere. And you can do it from your cell phone. That's the beauty of this business. You can do this alongside what you're doing if you have your cell phone in your hand. If you can read, you can do Arbonne. But basically, we have continued strategic expansion. Arbonne is very strategic on the countries that we're going into. So like Taiwan is one of the top countries that represent and appreciate network marketing as an industry. Their strategy there. Poland, pure and safe, beneficial. They value these products. There is a reason why we are moving into the places that we are in, and we are just getting started. So you look at anti-aging, cosmetics, weight loss, personal care, aromatherapy, nutrition products. They account for $140 billion in the U.S. in sales. It's estimated to be at $3 trillion by the end of this year. I mean, these numbers are crazy. So the compensation plan, and this is where I'll be honest with you, when I first went to my first Arbonne presentation, I was like, it's been a long day. And then I was like, compensation plan. Yes. Okay. Let me listen. Well, to me, this is where it looked interesting, because I was like, not only are these products pure and safe? But the income is pretty awesome for what it is. So as our first level promotion is a district manager, and we have several in qualification for district manager in the room. So if you're a district manager, you're a qualification for district manager. Can you stand up? Yay! Awesome. Sarah, you may as well stand. She will be like tomorrow. She will be tomorrow. And then at that level, you're making a couple hundred to about $1,500 a month on average. So that's part-time, nooks and crannies. Most people do that within a few months' time. I know, like, I have people in our organization who have done it in 2 weeks. So this is something that, and it's your journey. You know, any one of these levels could be in any time frame because it depends on you and kind of what you're looking for. But a couple hundred to $1,500 a month on average. You get paid back to shower. So you literally get paid to shower because you get 8% commission back in your paycheck for the products you're buying. So instead of going to Target and buying that shampoo like we talked about, you can shop online from your own store, 35 to 80% off, tax write-off, and get paid back 8% commission on your own products. Like, that is pretty awesome. The one time I was meeting with a very successful realtor who joined our team, and she's like, wait, what? Like, I get paid to shower, and I get to write it off my taxes? Sign me up. All about the write-offs. But, and then area manager is the next level. And I camped out here for a while. It's a great place to be. As an area manager, you're making about $1,500 to about $4,000 a month. And at that level, you have a willable business. So whether you have children currently or it's something that you see in your future, perhaps, you have a legacy that you can leave behind for up to 3 generations. It didn't matter how hard I worked in the schools, the universities. If, God forbid, something happened to me, my paycheck stopped coming. But with Arbonne, you can will it for up to 3 generations. And at those 2 levels, you have an option for a $200 bonus as a district manager each month and a $400 bonus as an area manager. So that is really exciting. The next level is regional vice president. People a lot of times refer to this as the Mercedes level. And this is where you get to pick out any Mercedes that you want. You get $800 a month with Arbonne, so pick out any Benz you want. And with that Mercedes, you can buy it, you can lease it, it's yours. And you also get $4,000 to about $14,000 a month in commission. $4,000 to about $14,000 a month. Part-time. Alongside your career, my friend is an executive regional vice president in Arbonne, soon to be a national vice president. We grew up together. She's a principal of a school. She's got 3 kids. Okay? She coaches some of their teams, and they have a 4-acre farm. And she's an executive regional vice president in Arbonne. So my point is that you can do this alongside what you're already doing. And then on top of the car bonus, you also have the option to earn a $600 bonus each month in Arbonne. So think of that opportunity there. And then the next level is national vice president. There you bump your car bonus up to $1,000. You can always upgrade your Benz. And then on average, you're making about $22,000 a month. A month. So, you know, look at that and think of where you'll be. And a lot of people, like I said, if you consistently work your business, 3 to 5 years, if you're consistently growing your business, you will be at national vice president level. So to me, that was pretty powerful. There's many other perks. You know, you get bonuses, you get overrides, travel opportunities. So my first, I literally started, and the next month they were like, okay, we're launching Arbonne incentive trip. I was like, I'll never earn that. But my upline told me to sign up, and I did. Well, I ended up earning 7 days on the Oasis of the Seas, completely paid for by Arbonne, for my husband, my 2 kids, and I. That was an amazing experience. That's when my husband had a shift and was like, tell me more about this Arbonne thing. Wait, you're replacing, you're doubling your income from the schools with your master's plus 30? This Arbonne thing? I'm going to take it more seriously now. But now, of course, as you can imagine, he's my biggest supporter. He actually wore a clown suit to my Mercedes car presentation. I do have the pictures, and it's on video. So, but yeah, he made a bet, and he was like, if you get a free Mercedes with Arbonne, I will wear a clown suit. And I was like, noted, and his mother-in-law was there, or his mom was there. And I was like, yep, got my witness. So yes, he rocked a clown suit, and it was pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, the income is great. You know, and I have some of the goodies. The other thing that Arbonne loves to love on you. So I was lucky to get an email around the holidays, like, thank you for your service in the schools. Have a great break. And that was the extent of my thank you. I mean, like, you know, and I'm not like a showy person. I actually didn't know who any of these designers were. I had to Google who Tory Burch was. So, but like, this is like the gifts that you get for, as an Arbonne, I mean, Tiffany, Tory Burch, the bags, the trips. I mean, and it's not what it's about, but it is pretty awesome to be recognized and loved. And it's not required. Your upline doesn't have to do that for you, but they just love to love on you. So, so there is just so much gratitude in a company like this, which is by far one of the best things. I like to say that Arbonne is a personal development company wrapped up in pretty amazing products. So there's 3 ways to win. And if you were invited to be here tonight, there's a reason for that. We talked a little bit about this earlier. You know, somebody saw something in you. We don't just say, like, when I first joined, I was like, you got a pulse. You want to be on my team? We got a breather over here. No, I mean, honestly, there's a reason. Somebody saw something in you, and that's why you're invited to be at this event tonight. So I do appreciate your time. So first, as a clients sign up, they pay full retail. I always say friends don't let friends pay full price. That's for someone who's like, I think I want a sea salt scrub. You're like, okay, you're a client. But for the most part, you either sign up as one or the other of the next 2. One is as a preferred client. As a preferred client, you pay $20. It's a one-time fee for the entire year. You get 20 to 40% off. There's different perks. Like right now, if you spend a certain amount, you get a free $50 gift. So I compare it to like a Costco membership. So that's fine. But really what you were here and asked to hear about tonight is to be a consultant. That's $79. It's a one-time fee for the entire year. It's only $30 to upgrade. There's no like monthly minimums to keep your discount for the year or anything like that. You get a 35 to 50% off discount on average. Right now there's some specials. You get a free $100 gift if you spend a certain amount, and you have the opportunity to do this business. So like you've heard, I mean, some people sign up for the big discount for the products, but most people don't stay there. So I always like to end with this because I think there are definitely 4 key factors. If you're looking for a network marketing company, and let's keep it real, like how many network marketing companies do you see on your newsfeed? By the way, we don't spam people on our newsfeed, so just like so low. We do have ethics about that. But I have to say, you know, network marketing is exploding. It's estimated that by 2020, 80% of households will have somebody involved in network marketing. So this industry is exploding. So if you are looking into network marketing as an industry, like kudos to you, because the whole industry is really a great thing to be a part of. But there is a professor, Dr. Charles King, who talks about 4 key factors if you're looking for a network marketing company. So the first is consumable products. We talked about this, right? So these products are amazing because everybody uses them, right? So everybody uses these products and they wash down the drain. So guess what happens? People have their own little account, right? Because it's all online. So they have their own, it's just like Amazon. You have your account, you log in, you order. So your preferred clients have their own account. They run out of protein. I know myself, I am not going to be out of my protein. I am not going to be out of my, and people will know if we're out of something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my multivitamins. Anybody have my multivitamins? So, I mean, people do not run out of these products. People aren't even out of like eyeliner. They're like, I think I need a new shade. So people log in and reorder all the time. That's called residual income. You could be sleeping. I know my husband, my kids, and I, we love camping. I was away camping, had no cell service or internet service. I came back. I was up over 4,000 in sales. I was like, I don't even know what I did. Like, this is amazing. You know, you'll go to sleep and wake up in the morning and be like, hey, I'm up. But honestly, you know, these are consumable products. People are reordering. And a lot of people, like Sarah was talking about, a lot of people might start out with a skincare and then they have these vouchers and rewards that Arbonne likes to throw out there. They're like, I do like tea. Let me try this. Or I know how to deodorant or whatever it might be. So having over 450 products that are all consumable is amazing because you could be with a company and it's like they have a lifetime warranty on their clothing. Well, how many reorders are you going to get? So this is nice. The second thing is marketplace demand. We talked about these numbers. $80 billion a year just in skincare, anti-aging skincare. you know, so you look at those numbers, those are powerful. We know that there's a marketplace demand for these products. Timing and trends. Sarah talked about that, right? Health and wellness. You go into like Walmart or Target and it's like gluten-free, non-GMO. I mean, organic. This is in demand right now. You go on your newsfeed and it's talking about animal byproducts, right? Like the roadkill that's in your lipsticks. So, you know, not having these things is huge. We know that. But you're looking at e-commerce, internet sales, home-based business. Okay, and you might love your career. Maybe you don't want to walk away from your career. That's okay. But what could you do with an extra couple $1,000s a month? You know, like that to me is pretty powerful. And then also, you know, the ability to leverage your time. And this to me is the most powerful because at the end of the day, if you go into a nursing home or an assisted living facility and you ask somebody, what are your regrets? Nobody's going to say, I wish I would have worked harder, right? I wish I would have put more hours in at the office. No, people are going to say things like, gosh, I wish I would have been so stressed out when I came home to my kids. Or I wish I would have had more time to travel or do the things I love. I wish I would have, you know, been able to give back more instead of just getting by. So you think about that, and the ability to leverage your time is something that we don't get back. So that is the most powerful thing. I never would have thought that in this business, with my husband having lost his job, with all the odds against us when I started, that we would be here today and that we would be going where we're going. Because I'm telling you that the Arbonne freight train is moving. You can get on or you cannot get on. Either way, it's happening. We are exploding as a company. It's not my team, although we're rocking, but it's the company as a whole, the industry as a whole. So this is something that you want to be a part of. And I will tell you, you'll leave here, you may or may not have split personality disorder. If anyone is a consultant in the room, they probably know it because they've experienced it. You're like, yes, I'm going to do it. No, what am I thinking? Oh my gosh, I can never do this. And then like 10 seconds later, you're like, I'm so excited. I'm going to Riviera Maya, Mexico. And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, idiot, do this or no. Yeah. No.
It's like that one person that responds, no, I'm not interested. You're like, what did I do?
Yeah. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? I know. Yeah, it happens. It totally happens to everybody. And even as you like climb your way to the top, there's a lot of that. But that is the beauty of this business is, you know, yes, you're going to have those fears and doubts, but you have so much potential in this company because you decide where you want to be. So I always end with the last two questions that I started with. Where will you be in 5 years if you continue to do exactly what you're doing right now and you change nothing? How long could you survive on your current savings should you lose your current source of income? And I mean, keep in mind, you can own your own business. You have your tax write-off benefits. You earn as you learn. So you link arms. I've had people who are like, I need to read the whole catalog and know everything about all the products. And I think I want to read all this research. I'm like, oh, no. Like, you're going to be getting a paycheck. I still don't know all the products. You asked me a question. I've been in this business for 2.5 years. And I'm like, okay, on page 53, this mask does. You can't know everything about everything, but we're going to teach you. We're going to learn together. And that's the beauty of this business. So you can think of 50 million reasons. Why not? But I want you to challenge yourself and dream big tonight and say, what if this does work for me? Like, what could this do for me and my family? What if it does work? So thank you guys so much for your time. I'm really excited. For anyone who is interested, any guests, I'm going to do a quick little getting started, you know, that we can kind of hang out. But you know, I'm just so excited to share this with you guys. I told you I'd be passionate. I didn't cry. I thought I might. I didn't cry. I did sweat in places I shouldn't have. This is a little clingy. But honestly, I feel so blessed. And before anyone leaves, if we could just get a quick group picture, so in front of one of the Mercedes in the showroom, and then anyone who wants to hang out, you know, we can definitely talk a little bit more. But thank you guys.
Yeah, awesome.